I was supposed to do this blood test that I put off for a few months. It was no big deal. It was totally unrelated to anything. It was from 6 months previous, and I was supposed to go in February. I was too busy, put it off, did it in May, and went out to Annapolis for 10 days, came back, and my doctor said, you know, I want to do another blood test. And I mean, I felt fine. And then he's like, you know, some of these numbers were a little off slightly. So what the topic is blood cancer. So this is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society that that I want you guys to all raise money for. It was so exciting. I'm so proud of you guys. So yeah, he told me he wanted me to see a hematologist. And I thought, okay, well, I better get this taken care of because my daughter and I were supposed to go to France for a month and get this taken care of before we go. And then I remember going to see this hematologist, and you know, you go in his office. It's the second floor at the Bliss Center at the clinic, and it's all oncology. And I thought, what on earth am I doing here? And they did a bone marrow biopsy that day, which was exciting. But I had 4 kids without drugs, so they didn't have to drug me for their 5. And then I found out 3 days later, yeah, I had acute myeloid leukemia. So yes, and it was caught extremely early. And one of the first visitors, and so instead of going to France for a month, I went to the hospital for a month. I was hospitalized 8 times altogether over the course of the next 6 months, and for a total of 3 months I spent in the hospital. Jenna Lambert, who some people know, she was one of the first people. She came up that very first week to visit me, and yeah, so I just, you know, my husband actually just hates Facebook and all that kind of stuff, but Facebook was a real blessing. I mean, there were DubH kids that I was friends with, and just a lot of people praying for me and rooting for me and visiting me, and, you know, found out about my situation from that. So yes, yeah, so it was quite exciting. There we go. You know, I'm thankful I was in the best shape of my life when I was diagnosed. I'm thankful, you know, I mean, a positive attitude makes a really big difference, and just, but it was a really hard thing, a very traumatic thing that happened, and so.
We're happy to help. That's
why
we reached out.
Yeah. So, you know, you guys can make a really big difference. You know, when this comes into someone's life, can you imagine? I mean, it happens to children, right? And so parents, you know, if they're working, I mean, financially it's a big challenge, but I mean, physically, of course, that's a huge challenge. And so I know what this society does is, of course, we want to find cures. We don't want, I mean, I'm part of a club that nobody wants to be part of. Nobody wants to be a leukemia patient. And I still get my blood tested every month. And like I say, any month I could find out if I relapse, I've got a couple months to live. That's my current situation. But 20% are cured. And at the end of 24 months, I'm 11 months in remission right now.
That's wonderful.
So 24 months, that's when they will be confident that it worked and cured. So yeah, but it helps financially. It helps with research. The money that they use. That's what this association is about.
It's called Light the Night, right?
Well, it's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Okay.
But this is their kind of event, so it's pretty cool. So survivors like myself, I get to carry this light, and yeah, and then then they have a tent. So I've teamed up with you guys to help raise money, and the other person on our team, her name is Melissa Sorenson, and tragically her husband was diagnosed in September and passed away in November. from this disease. And they actually own the Dairy Queens in
That's right.
Ames. And so she is providing a blizzard for 100 people. Hopefully we get 100 DubHers that raise $30. I mean, $30, it's pretty doable.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys are poor college students and everything, but
Do what we can.
you know, if we get 100 of you to raise $30, that's $3,000
Yes.
for the cause.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And it's a free blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yes.